give out, I want you to understand how women deal with stress, so you cannot make the mistake of misinterpreting how they're dealing with their stress. And this is very important because we women dwell in stress. When we find stressful situations, I believe that women have a more tendency to feel stressed than men, and it's very natural. It's not out of the world to know that that's the truth. So how they deal with their stress is very important for you as a man to understand, so you can know that when she's giving you silent treatment doesn't mean that entirely she's mad at you. No, it means that she's composing herself. Okay, let me stop jumping in and out of this. Let me just go point by point. So point number one, how women deal with stress. Number one is they get overwhelmed. Yes, I'm a victim. You get overwhelmed by the stress that you have. You feel like the whole world is crashing on you and no one can help you. And as a man, you need to understand that it's okay for her to feel this, and you give her time, and you trust that she will be okay, because that's a very important thing, to trust that she knows how to get herself out of this stress that she's got. Otherwise, you'll end up being frustrated yourself as a man, because you can't help her, because your nature is also fixed, so you can't help her. And she's showing that she's overwhelmed, so you will also feel overwhelmed, and your energy will also go down with her, and it's not right. When both energies are down, no one is there to lift the other person up. Instead, if you see that she's overwhelmed, do something that she likes. It's not supposed to be out of the world like buying her a car. No, it's something like writing her a note, knowing her love language, and understanding that this is what she likes. And so if she's a lover of words of affirmation, write her a note and tell her you are important, and what you're going through is going to be okay eventually. And such things, these small things, these small things go a long way. Number two of how women deal with stress that is very different from men is they become emotionally involved. You will see her crying and it's totally okay. And when she cries, be there with her, comfort her. And that's a mistake people do. Men do. They don't know how to deal with when she's crying. You'll see when she starts crying, you get frustrated and you leave. That's wrong. You're not supposed to get frustrated. That's her situation. You should understand that. Separate her emotions from yours. Understand that these are her emotions. These are the emotions that she's feeling, and she needs to let them go, let them out. Yeah. So be there with her. There with her in her emotional turmoil, and understand that this is going to also end. Yeah. Number three is they like to talk about the problem, and most men don't like it. They will listen to the problem and want to fix it. Sir, no. Stop fixing it. Just understand that it's a problem that she's got, and everyone has a problem in this life, yeah? So she's going to fix it eventually. She got herself in the problem, or she got herself in the mix where the problem is. Doesn't have to be necessarily have problem, but she's going to get away or find a way to avert the problem, yeah? So you need to trust that she is releasing the energy of stress when she's talking to you. How do you respond? You listen. By listening, you're showing her that it's important. Whatever she's going through is important, and you're hearing it, and that you are validating her feelings. That's very important. Number four is similar to number three. She'll express herself. Maybe if she's a writer, you'll see her writing so much. I can be a victim of that. You'll see her writing so much, or you see her crying, or you see her. If she's an artist, she will have every form of art to express her emotions. Yeah. Number five, how women deal with stress is staying in the stress. Yes, they don't want to think about anything else. It's not a turn on and turn off button for them. And I think I have said this before, like in this same video. For a woman, it's not a turn on and turn off button to be happy or to be sad. No, it's an emotion and she wants to be in that moment. She wants to feel understood and she wants to understand this emotion before she can get out of it, which is totally okay. People have different ways of dealing with stress. And this is not a blueprint of every woman, no, but every woman has aspects of these characters. So the moment you understand this, you will reduce the mistakes that you do as a man, and this will build a better, healthier relationship for you as a man. And in the next video, we're going to be talking about the mistakes that women do. So the relationship can also be, the woman also has created a space that is efficient for her as a woman to build a strong relationship with a man. So if you want your relationship to be strong and you're a man and you're watching this, make sure your woman watches this, the next video, so she can know how to deal with you as a man. Let's go to how women communicate. Do you know how different it is from how a man and a woman will communicate? And I will say this without even feeling guilty, because this is a nature of the women that I have interacted with, and they are quite a number. They communicate, one, using indirect speech. They don't want to directly be the ones who are feeling the emotion. No. I can give an example. So, for instance, I have cooked and I have done the dishes, and it's time to go to bed with my husband, and I go to the bathroom and find that his toothbrush is placed on top of the sink instead of where it's supposed to be placed. I will get angry and go and ask my husband, is it that you don't see the work that I'm doing? Instead of asking, why didn't you place the toothbrush where it's supposed to be placed? You get, it's a small thing, but for women it's a big thing at times. And this is now what I mean by being indirect. You don't directly want to state what's the problem, you want to go around. It's wrong, but this is the nature of women. You need to understand that, and the moment you understand that, the better it is for you as a man. It's easier for you to deal with it. So how do you approach this situation? Njoki has come to you and has told you, I feel like you take me for granted and my purpose in your life, because I was very busy cleaning the house and I go to the bathroom. You see, I'm already ranting, and I go to the bathroom and I find your toothbrush on top of the sink instead of where it's supposed to be placed. And you'll be like, ah, that's such a small thing. Let me go and place it in the wherever it's supposed to be placed. And I'll feel very invalidated. Instead, you will say, I am sorry, I placed it wrongly. Let me go switch it up. But I value you. Validate her feelings. It's okay. It looks like it's a lot of work. It's not supposed to be a lot of work, yeah? And the moment I realize that you are understanding and you air out that it's very important for me as a woman to just say what is my problem, straightforward, next time, believe it or not, I will try my best. I will try my very best to come to you straightforward with what the problem is. You get? So that way, we're building a better nation. Number two, they use metaphors. Number three, I don't even want to interpret, because it's the very truth. Women will not directly go to the point or to the problem or to what is bothering them. They will use a scenario, they will use a metaphor, they will generalize, and that's number three. They will generalize the whole situation. Like I just said, you take me for granted, you don't see my importance, you don't find me important in your life. You saw the house is clean, but you're very busy dirtifying it. It's just a toothbrush. But they will generalize, and they will collect those small minute problems, all those mistakes that you did. They will bring them all together and they will use them against you one day. I feel like that's a threat, but it's the truth. And it's because they didn't deal with the emotion then. They didn't feel understood then. They didn't deal with the stress then. When that stress came up, they didn't deal with it entirely. So they are piling it up to deal with it when you stress them the final time. You see, it's easy to understand women. It's very easy to understand women. You just need to know how to deal with them, how they deal with stress, number one. Number two, how they communicate. Number three, what they expect. Just those three things. Those three things will save you a lot of hassle while dealing with a woman in your relationship. I'm going to sum this video up with one last piece of advice. I don't know if it's okay to count advice as piece, but I'm going to give you my advice, my point of view advice on how to avoid this mistake as a man. And it is to not take what a woman says literally. Don't take her emotions literally. It will hurt you, it will offend you, it will crush your energy, your emotions. You'll feel underappreciated, and all these things are not positive. And negative things, when you're feeling negative things, be sure you will release negative things. And if you release negative things to a woman that's frustrated, what do you expect? You don't expect to the relationship will bear fruit, or you'll become happier. No, that's not going to be the case. When you observe that your woman or any woman that you are relating with, remember, this is not necessarily where it's a love relationship. um it's a relationship where you're dealing with any woman in your life. Yeah, remember, when she starts showing emotions or frustrations, be with her in that moment. Remember those three things: how they deal with stress, how they communicate, and what they expect. If you understand those three things, you will have managed to deal with every woman in your life, and you will actually become like a masterpiece in dealing with women. So remember not to take everything literally, especially when the emotions are running high. Get? Yes. And that's it from me, guys. The next video is going to be about what mistakes women make and how to understand women in relationships. Yeah. So be sure to check it out. And that's it from me, guys. And remember, this is Love POV, where if you have a problem with my POV, my point of view, please take it up with the HR, because I'm the HR, and that's on period. Until next time.